Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at the HGIBO Sigrun. It's another variation of the Valkyrie frame, like the Grimgird, very much like the Grimgird. It's a very cool looking kit, really interesting design, great color scheme in my opinion, some cool weapons, and all makes for a great little HG kit. So let's go ahead and check it out in today's review. Alright guys, so we'll start off taking a look at the box here. Some pretty awesome looking box art there with the mobile suit flying through space, and I really love the color scheme and just the design of this. It's a very cool looking mobile suit. Up close we have the usual light effects and details and weathering there on the illustration. It all looks very cool. On the side of the box, not only can you see how thin this is, but you can also see this is number 45 in the HGIBO line. And on the bottom of the box, some images here of the painted model, some details of that, and some different action poses, front and back, that Valkyrie frame looking very cool. And some of the gimmicks of the kit, for example, the fired state of the wired anchors. That looks pretty awesome. And on the top of the box, a simple front and back image of the painted kit there as well. Got some information about that and the lineup. And with that, we can dive right in. So we'll take a look at the runners here in just a second. As for the manual, we got the box art there on the top, on the bottom, the illustration, and some information over here that is in Japanese and in English if you want to check that out. Then here on the back as well, some information and images about some of the features of this, the Valkyria Rapier, the thruster units, that'd be here at the back anyway, the round shield there, you got some information about all this stuff in Japanese and in English, the form and the Valkyrie frame. You also have the color guide here, and once again the lineup of some of the other HGIBO kits that are also using the same frame. On the inside we have our parts list there, all of the construction in black and white, and then we do have the last couple of pages of the construction are going to be in color, but that's going to be about it for the manual. As for the contents, we do have some foil stickers here, not too many though, so pretty minimal, especially for an HGIBO kit, and that's nice to see. Got some polycaps here as well, PC002 in that dark brownish gray color. And then a couple of black wires here that we're going to use for the shield, so we'll probably have to cut these in half to get 4 pieces. Speaking of 4, runner A is in 4 colors, so you have some white, some molded gold here, that dark brownish gray color there for the frame parts, and this dark navy, slightly purplish color over here. Runner B is going to be our Valkyrie frame runner, so there's probably going to be some leftover parts from this one that we're not going to need for this kit. Runner C is going to be all of our parts here in this very nice lavender color for the main armor color. And lastly, runner E here is a few pieces in white. Alright guys, so here's the kit all built up, and I gotta say, man, just building another one of these just makes me sad that they didn't utilize this frame more, because the Grimgird was such a nice and fun kit, and then this one I feel the same. The Hemorrhage Raincar was quite different, but it was also a really fun kit, and I mean, just kind of makes you sad. I mean, of course, the main focus is always going to be on the Gundam types, but I do wish we would have had maybe a few more variants of this line as well. But it's a really cool kit, great design, really nice colors on it as well. Let's go ahead and take a look in closer detail. Well, it's nice that the kit is not a very sticker heavy kit. You basically have a couple of stickers here for that very thin line there at the eyes, these little eye stickers right there, and then you have a couple of stickers on the shield. There's definitely some more little color apps that are going to look nice once they're painted in, just details around the kit like these piping sections here on the arm, on the back of the legs. So it's nice that it doesn't come with very many stickers, but I would definitely recommend just painting some of these details in, and it's going to look a lot nicer. That said, as far as the articulation goes, it's going to be pretty standard for the line, although you can't move the head up any farther than that because it's just running into this kind of cowl there which wraps around the back of the head. The head can go all the way down to there. And it's a quite strange head design. I mean, do you guys see the lower part as the face and this top part as like the top of the head, or do you see like this part as like the face and that part as like eyes like on the chin or something? I'm not really sure like which part to look at as the eyes. I don't know, let me know your guys' thoughts, but you have the standard, very nice forward and back ab crunch here, side to side, just at the ball joint there. But that ball joint between the top and bottom half of the body, obviously going to be a common weak point with these HGIBO kits. The shoulder armor will move up and down a little bit. You can bring the arm all the way up there like that, pretty nice. The whole side of the torso will swing back and forth a little bit for your forward and back movement of the shoulder. Otherwise, the arm's going to work pretty normally here. Rotation at the top's kind of tight there. Our double joint at the elbow is going to give you a nice full bend there. The wrist is just on a ball joint. These very interesting front skirt section. It's a kind of a front skirt section here is all one thing. That will move around a little bit just to kind of get out of the way. If you want to bring the leg up to the front like that, which of course you can do all the way to there, it's quite nice. Nice double joint here in the knee. Separation of that knee armor there gives you a nice full bend there at the knee. These side skirts, which are also not really side skirts, they're just attached onto the top of the thigh there. Those are on little ball joints. You can move those around as needed. Around here at the back, you have a hard point there in the center of the back skirt, but the back skirt here does not move. You have one sticker here for that little blue edge around the edge of that. These sections here at the back, I don't really want to call it a backpack, it's just the back of the torso, but these will move up and down just ever so slightly there like so. Again, another great opportunity to paint in some of the details here at the back. And then going down here to the ankles, this front little bit of ankle armor is on a ball joint, so you can kind of change the angle of that if you need, but the ankle will swing side to side very nicely. Forward a little bit, back a little bit more, and just a really cool foot design here. Again, I like the high heels on mobile suits, but I know some people have mixed opinions on that. Some nice detail there, but you do have a hollow gap right there at the toe. As for any seam lines on the kit, they're all pretty well hidden. Like here on these kind of side skirt bits, you will have a little bit of a seam line right there, I guess, right there if you want to wipe that out. Here on the shoulder, it's made up as a pentaline detail, so you don't really need to worry about that. There's a little bit of a seam for like the back half of the head, I guess if you wanted to seal that up. You could do that, but overall not very much seam lines for this just because of the design. I mean, the armor is pretty much like just very sectional. Like you have a piece of armor here attached onto the frame, a piece of armor here attached onto the frame. So it's a little bit different in that way, and that means there's just going to be less seam lines to worry about, which is nice. As for its accessories, we do have a couple of hand option parts aside from just the regular holding hands you have on there. You have an open hand here for the left side and a bent wrist holding hand here for the right side for holding the sword at more of an angle. And by sword, I guess I should say rapier, as that's what they're calling it here. But that looks really nice. And there is meant to be a gap here between the gray and the gold parts. So if you get it and you're trying to press that together and you're wondering why there's that gap there, that is meant to be like that. And there's a note about that in the manual. So just make sure you pay attention to the manual there, because that was tripping me up for a minute thinking that why is this not going together? But you just have to check the manual and it will tell you that. There is a bit of a seam line here, as this is like two halves that come together here about at the midpoint there in the sword. So if you want to just glue that together, there's a bit of a seam a little bit further on down there. But otherwise, I mean, that's very simple, but it looks great. And then we have the X-Men round shield here. Now you have little stickers that go around on the corners of that. On the back side, it looks pretty nice. This is just going to attach straight onto the arm. It looks like that's maybe a separate moving piece there, but that's not. But these bits here will come out. And of course we have our wire here for the wire anchors. Now I've not cut this up yet, so this wire is longer than it should be, but basically if you wanted to keep it as just two long wires, you can do that, or otherwise you can cut it up into 4 pieces for all 4 of the anchors. I just wanted to test this at like full length here of the wire, and it's kind of holding it up, but it's definitely drooping. So if you wanted to have it like really long, you might want to get a different wire or just have it posed in a way that I guess you could kind of make it doing one of these or something. But I think we're just gonna go ahead and clip that in half here. And there's how it's gonna look with all 4 of the anchors deployed. It looks pretty cool. It's definitely a really interesting gimmick here for the kit. And I mean, if you guys have built a handful of the HGIBO kits, you know that weapon gimmicks is something that has been something that's been really great about the line in general. I mean, they've been very creative with the different types of weapons and stuff used by a lot of the Gundams and non-Gundam mobile suits in the series. Without being able to rely on beam weaponry, there's a lot of really great melee weapons in the line, and this is another great addition to that. So it makes for another really cool kit. And again, like I said before, it just has a really cool style to it. The colors I really like. They may not be for everyone. Maybe you're not a particular fan of the color scheme. I like it. I think it looks pretty good on the suit. But this is definitely one where I feel like the color separation of the model kit itself is pretty good. I mean, it is an HG kit at the end of the day, but there's definitely bits where you could go in and add some more colors in there. You don't necessarily even have to paint the entire kit, but there's some easy spots that you could just fill in with some pen liner and then just maybe just a little bit of paint here and there. It's definitely going to improve the look of this significantly. But even if you don't decide to do anything other than just build it straight out of the box, it's a really good looking model kit anyway. And if you're thinking that this kit looks really cool and you want to get it, or maybe you already have it and you've not built the Grimgird, I would highly recommend you guys to check out. I mean, if you're a fan of this one, definitely check out the HG Grimgird as well if you've not built that one. That's basically going to do it here for the Sigrun. Let me know your thoughts on the kit down in the comment section below. Are you a fan or not? And what do you think about the face? I'm not, like I said, I'm not sure how to look at the face of this. Let me know what you guys think about that. It was the same thing with the Grimgird, kind of. Of course, if you want to check out this kit or anything else from Bandai, you guys can check out USA Gundam Store. The link will be down in the video description below. You've got all sorts of HG Gundam kits and other mecha models, paints, supplies, and everything that you need there on the site. So check that out. Thank you guys so much for your support. If you feel like liking the video or subscribing as well, that would also be greatly appreciated. But until next time, guys, hope y'all are having a great day, and I'll see y'all later. Bye bye.